I have come to talk tonight about how to understand theology.
今晚我要同大家講嘅就係認識神學。
And the reason I want to talk about this is that many people are afraid of theology.
點解我想講呢個題目？因為好多人害怕神學。
People do not understand why we have theology in the church.
好多人唔明白點解教會中間需要神學。
And I think the reason for this is that they do not understand what theology is.
我諗中間嘅原因就係佢哋根本唔明白乜嘢叫做神學。
If you ask people about this, they will say theology is a kind of philosophy.
如果你問人嘅話，咩叫神學？佢話神學係其中一種哲學啦。
But this is not true.
但係呢個係唔啱嘅。
Because philosophy is a system of ideas.
因為神學係一個思想嘅系統。
And it does not matter whether the ideas are part of the experience of the philosopher or not.
所以呢個係唔在乎嗰個嘅思想嘅本身，係唔係嗰個嘅哲學家本身嘅經驗。
Because philosophy is an abstract system.
因為哲學係一個好抽象嘅一個嘅系統。
And if the system looks good, that's fine, no problem.
當然，如果個系統係冇問題嘅時候，當然呢個係冇問題啦。
But theology is not like this.
但係神學並唔係咁樣嘅。
Theology is a description of experience.
神學係對經驗嘅一種嘅形容。
And our experience as Christians is an experience of God.
而我哋基督徒嘅呢一種嘅經驗就係我哋點樣去經歷上帝。
As Christians, we have a personal relationship with God.
作為基督徒，我哋同上帝之間有一份個別嘅關係。
And in any personal relationship, there are things that you will know and things that you do not know.
而任何個別嘅關係都會包含咗一啲我哋知道或者一啲係我哋唔知道嘅內容。
And this is true of every relationship, even relationship with people that we know very well.
呢個係喺所有關係都係咁樣，包括我哋已經認識咗好耐嘅。
For example, 2 or 3 years ago, a friend of mine asked me, "How did your mother meet your father?"
我舉個例子就係2、3年前有個朋友問我就係你嘅媽媽點樣遇上你嘅爸爸呢？
And I said, "I don't know."
而我話俾佢知道，我唔知道。
And they said to me, "Why don't you know?"
我話點解你會唔知道呢？
I said, "Well, I wasn't there at the time.
因為我唔喺嗰度啊嘛。
You know, I don't remember."
我唔記得。
And they said, "Don't you want to find out?"
佢就話你唔通你唔想去揾出嗰個原因咩？
And I said, "Well, I must ask my mother. My father is dead, but I must ask my mother one day how they met."
我話我問唔到我爸爸，因為我爸爸已經過咗身。但係我可以問個媽媽就係你哋到底點樣相識嘅呢？
But you know, I never do ask her this.
但係我從來冇問佢呢一條問題。
And why not?
點解我冇問呢？
Because we are always talking about something else.
因為你經常都係傾緊其他嘅事。
You know, I am asking if her health is okay.
我問到底你身體可唔可以啊？
And she is asking me if I am eating properly.
佢就問翻我轉頭，你最近食得好唔好啊？
And you know, we are living in a different way.
我哋喺唔同方式咁樣生活緊。
And how she met my father is not a major question.
而佢點樣遇上我嘅爸爸？呢個唔係一個重要嘅問題。
So I never ask.
所以我從來都冇問到。
Now, it must have happened.
咁呢個一定係曾經發生嘅。
Because I am here now, and so I know it happened.
因為佢今日喺呢度，所以我知道呢一件事係一定發生咗嘅。
But it is a mystery to me.
但係對我嚟講，呢個係一個嘅奧秘。
Now, I say this because theology is like this.
我點解咁樣講？因為神學就好似咁樣。
We know that God made us.
我哋知道上帝創造我哋。
God tells us this.
而上帝話俾我哋知咁樣。
But if we ask, why did God make us?
但係如果當我哋問上帝點解你創造我哋嘅時候，
there is no answer to that question.
呢一條問題係唔會有答案嘅。
And if you ask, why not?
如果你問點解唔係咁樣呢？
The answer is that theology is not a philosophy.
答案就係神學唔係等同於哲學，
Theology is an experience of a relationship.
而神學就係經驗嘅關係，
And the relationship is a real one,
而呢個經驗係好真實嘅。
even if we do not understand how it started.
就算我哋唔明白究竟佢點樣發生，
You see, it makes no sense for me to ask my mother, "Why did you have me as a baby?"
對我嚟講，如果我問我媽媽點解你會生我出嚟，對我嚟講呢個係冇意思嘅問題，
We can't change this now.
因為我哋而家根本改變唔到。
We live with this because this is the reality of our life.
我哋咁樣嚟到去生活，因為呢個就係生命嘅真實。
And for me, the important thing is to live in that relationship
對我嚟講，重要嘅就係我喺呢個關係中間嚟到生活，
and not ask theoretical questions that will make no difference to my life.
並唔係問一啲理論性嘅問題，對我嘅生命毫無轉變。
And this is how we have to understand theology.
我哋就係從呢一個方面嚟到去理解神學。
Now, as Christians, we have the Bible.
作為基督徒，我哋有聖經，
And the Bible is a guide to our experience as Christians.
而聖經就係我哋經驗嘅道嘅一個響導。
And of course, we need this to know whether our experience is authentic or not.
我哋要透過呢一個了解我哋嘅經驗到底係唔係真實，係咪啱嘅？
But we must be very careful about this,
但係我哋一定要非常嘅小心，
because unfortunately, it is possible to have the Bible but not the experience.
因為好不幸，我哋可以有聖經，但係同時我哋卻冇呢個嘅經歷。
And now, if you have the Bible and you read the Bible but you do not know God in your life,
如果你讀聖經，但係你冇上帝喺你生命中間嘅話咧，
you may have a lot of information,
你會有好多嘅資訊，
but it has no practical application to your life.
但係呢個卻冇實際嘅應用喺你生命嘅中間。
Let me give you another example.
等我再舉另外一個嘅例子。
You know, when you get married and you decide you are going to have a baby,
就當你結婚嘅時候，你又決定將要生 BB。
some people, they go out and buy a book about babies.
有啲人會出去買一本書，就係關於 BB 嘅。
And they read the book and they learn from the book what the baby is going to be like.
佢哋透過呢本書就認識究竟 BB 將會係點樣。
And then the baby is born,
然後嗰個 BB 出世，
and suddenly the parents understand for the first time
然後突然之間，爸爸媽媽突然間意會到一件事
the baby has not read the book.
，BB 冇讀過嗰本書。
You know, the baby lives in a different way from what is written in the book.
就係 BB 嘅生活係同本書所描述嘅好唔一樣。
Now, the people who write these books,
而嗰啲寫呢啲書嘅作家，
of course, they are describing the experience of other people.
當然佢哋描述緊其他人嘅經歷，
And they are telling us what to expect.
係佢哋話俾我哋知道，我哋要期望啲乜嘢。
And they will say, you know, this is normal and this is not normal.
佢話俾我哋知道乜嘢係正常，乜嘢係唔正常。
And they will encourage you to go in one direction and warn you about another.
佢會鼓勵你去某個方向，然後去提醒你唔好走到另外一個方向嗰度。
And this is very important.
而呢一個係非常嘅重要。
But the book is there to help us with our experience.
但係嗰本書就為咗幫助我哋點樣去經歷。
If I have a baby, then the book about the baby may help me.
如果我有 BB 嘅話，嗰本關於 BB 嘅書就能夠幫助到我。
But if I have the book and no baby,
但係如果有本書但係冇 BB 嘅話呢，
there is no point. There's no reason to do this.
呢個根本係冇意義，讀呢本書都係冇呢一個嘅意義嘅。
And so we must understand this,
所以我哋需要去明白，
that when we read the Bible,
當我哋讀聖經嘅時候，
we are reading about an experience of God
我哋係 讀緊好多一連串關於經歷上帝嘅事。
And this experience of God must be your experience and my experience.
而呢啲經歷上帝嘅內容一定要係你同埋我嘅經驗，
And not just an idea in the head.
一定唔可以淨係頭腦中間嘅一啲嘅理念。
And theology is about the experience and not about the idea.
而神學係關乎經歷，唔係關乎一啲嘅理念。
And this is where we must start.
呢個就係我哋要從呢一度嚟到開始。
Because the first question you must ask about any theology
因為你第一個要問關乎任何神學嘅問題，
does it correspond to real life?
到底呢啲嘅神學同實際嘅生活有冇關係？
If it is just a theory with no application,
如果呢個只有理論但係冇實際應用嘅話呢，
then it is bad theology.
咁呢一個就係一個好差嘅神學。
So I want you to understand that for the first thing.
所以我要需要大家第一樣明白嘅就係呢一件事。